Hi there, good noon. This is Vikrant and you are on BYJU'S exam prep channel that is dedicated to your success as an aspirant. And you know that we keep on bringing a lot of sessions for you here. And within those lot of sessions, we have this one series where we focus on some of the most relevant, juiciest, choicest, handpicked questions that will help you level up your preparation. So this is a series that I started quite a long while ago in order to ensure that you and I get adequate practice together. This is the 22nd session of that series and we plan to focus on reading comprehension today. But before I tell you about reading comprehension, before I dive into those passages, here is a different session that we are bringing for you. This is the kind of session that we have never really brought in before, and that is on your screen. See, so we are doing an AMA. Now instead of AMA, it is an AUA, and that's because as a CAT aspirant, or maybe you are preparing for some other exams too and you have questions, doubts, concerns. So normally you are confined to just one particular subject. So if I am there, you know, you can ask me about stuff like English and communication, GD interview, mental aspects. लेकिन भाई DI, LR, Quant, उन सब का क्या? तो 21st of June, that is a day after tomorrow, 4 of us are going to be here on this channel all together, so that whatever question that you can throw at us, anything that you can ask, we can field it and give you a response. So mark it on your calendar, 21st of June, 3 p.m. and note down all your questions. Okay, in fact you can access that session और पहले जाके chat में डाल के छोड़ देना, हमारे लिए भी थोड़ा selection में आसानी हो जाएगी. So please make sure that you do turn up. So hi Sonali, Nishant, Harshad, Prakhar. Oh nice. So ready? Shall we get going? So 2 passages, and frankly there are 3-4 questions, I think 3, where I did sit down and spend some time on thinking कि यार तुमसे गलती कैसे करवाएं. So I am eagerly waiting for those 3. विवेक यार मैं तो यार बोला भी नहीं जाएगा भाई, ये मेरे से समझ भी नहीं आ रहा क्या है. पूरी से मेरी मौज. और so I am assuming that you are saying good noon. So let's see. Okay, so directions for the questions. You'd have passage, and of course afterwards you'd have questions. So shall we start? Kare shuru. There you go. The moment you're done with it, let me know in the chat window that you're done. In case there is a word or an expression or a sentence that stumps you, feel free to ask. Okay Vivek, I don't even know why would you use French with me. Why are you trying to impress me? मतलब that too using French. मतलब ये चल क्या रहा है, मैं सोच रहा हूँ. Fantastic Sonali, that's great. So here is the next paragraph for you. Okay, Drashti. Oh, I know Vivek. I was just trying to pull your leg. So that's what friends do, right? So it's okay. Oof. Deals with a theme that has been recurrent in the entirety of mankind. How to deal with death. Okay, taking you to the next one. Good noon, Ritik. You're running a little late. Just try and catch up with us. Then, oh, you were there earlier. You just sent a good noon now. I got confused. Shreyash, it's very difficult to decide your career. Which program in Wellinka? In fact, I'd give you, Shreyansh, a better suggestion. We have a Telegram group. Okay, I will share the detail towards the end. And if somebody from the team is here, could you please float it in the chat? Let's take it up there. I would like to know your background a little more before I make a recommendation. Here's the next paragraph. Okay, because Shreyas, just going by the look of it, I am tempted to go with Wellinger, but as I said, just discussing a significant part of your future over more or less a one-way communication kind of thing does not sit comfortable with me, huh? Hey Siri, focus on the passage. Seriously, तो मेरे साथ काम करने चैट देखने आए. Okay, so that was the last paragraph basically, and with that let's dive into the questions. So here is your first question. Thank you, Shreyash. I'm glad that it was useful, that you found it helpful. Answers, guys, answers. Okay. All right. So when we say most likely to agree with, this is basically an inference based question, right? And what do we do in an inference based question? We go to every answer choice, we apply label, true, false, can't say. So let's check A. Humans have a pasha. That's the British pronunciation, okay? The American pronunciation is penchant. Pasha is the British one, and that's because it comes from French. Pasha means a special liking. So humans have a pasha for considering themselves superior to all the species around the world. Now, do humans have a pasha? Do humans consider themselves superior to all the other species? We don't identify with them. We think that we are separate, but do we consider ourselves superior? Different, yes. Superior, we don't know. The only place where the word superior is used in this context, where it says that we think that we have a superior human self and an inferior mortal body. So we tend to disassociate from our body. So on the basis of the available evidence, we should label A as can't say. Okay, B, we underestimate the impact of our biological and physical experiences. That's true. That's true. We don't think of ourselves as our body. That is why you notice there's this place where the author goes on to say that only if we start thinking of our bodily parts, not exactly bodily parts, I'm not phrasing right, huh? But what about this? What if all parts of us, including our minds, are deeply biological and our physical experiences are far more meaningful and richer than we've been willing to accept? So the author says this. So far, we tend to ignore that aspect. Remember the sentence where it says, what if we are all animals? So that is a part from which we can go ahead and infer it. In fact, even later we have this sentence that says it might well be in the rallying of our own bodily resources that our greatest opportunities lie. So these are the areas from which B can be inferred. Let's look at C. Humans are nowhere near to animals when it comes to accepting their bodily flaws. Cannot be determined, so can't say. D. People do not like the idea of humans being considered different from their animalistic selves. This is false. People, in fact, like that idea. The author had to push them to think that, hey, come on, you are also just an animal. And that is why I think all of us have definitely ruled out C and D. But when we compare A and B, we should prefer B because B is true and A is can't say. You do not find anything in the passage that helps us definitely conclude that we think of ourselves as superior compared to all the other species. The other species are mentioned in that sense of that we should try to bond with them. So this is bonding thing. We think that we are separate. When we bond, that separation, that gap vanishes. Okay, so here is the next one. Question number 2. How does the author highlight the importance of our body? I think that's okay. That's what these sessions are about. Making mistakes, learning from them, and then developing that right thought process. Damn, I ended up dropping my marker. Just give me a sec. Okay, so we're getting A, we are getting C. Let's look at A. By introducing a new way to strike a perfect balance between humans and different species. Does the passage talk about striking a balance between different species, humans vis-a-vis the others? There's no such thing that is actually mentioned. So this goes beyond the scope of the passage. Let's eliminate it. Have a look at C. By pointing out the importance of the human body in forming a relationship between them and the rest of the world. That's close. Now, you remember there is this sentence in the last paragraph. I'll just read it out for you. It says, in other words, our bodies might well be our best and most effective tool in the effort to strike a new balance between humans and the rest of the living world. If we can tip ourselves more into a bonding frame of mind, we might find it easier to recognize the beauty and intelligence that we are hell-bent on destroying. So it's about striking a new balance. A uses perfect balance. So that's the problem with A. Okay. Moreover, the sentence talks about the rest of the world. A confines it to just different species. Right? So B and D, they talk about utilization, praise of human bodies, which are not even mentioned, so they are easy to rule out. A versus C was the game, and you notice how these two subtle things made A less appealing than C. I told you there are 3-4 questions where I've spent some time trying to create close answer choices to confuse you. This is where learning actually happens. Okay, the next one, question number 3. Get going. Give me the central idea. Come on. Okay, central idea. Come to think of it, what is the core message that the author has given? He says that we tend to think of our body as separate and ourselves as separate because then our body dies, and we don't like that idea that I will die with that body. So we've created that separation, and then he says that, hey, what if we embrace and accept our bodily experiences? Won't that be great? Right? That's the core. And then he goes on to justify it or sell that notion to us. So I have received 2 answers so far. Let's look at A. Humans should accept the fact that they are not in a different and higher league than other animals. Yes, it is definitely one of the points made in the passage, but this is narrow. It is not the central idea. It is just one point. The central idea, B, is more representative of that we should accept our animal nature. As human exceptionalism is invalid. So if we think we are exceptional, it means that we are different. We are an exception to the other species. We are not like them. But the author says, hey, what if we are also animals, right? So we are just like the other species in that sense. We are not different. So B is definitely better than A. So let's rule out A. And then C. Human exceptionalism is a myth in a world that is dominated by a planet-threatening problems, etc. That's very broad. So let's rule it out. D. Accept their defeat in the face of adversity, irrelevant. Plus, contradictory. It does not even say that we should accept defeat. So B is going to be the best answer. Okay, and here is the next one. Question number 4. Which of the following is a valid inference? So that's our second reasoning based question from this passage. But I've kept this one easy. So I hope that you'd get it right. And I'm sure this statement of mine puts you under even more pressure. है ना, मैं जैसे ही बोलता हूँ ना ये तो आसान सवाल है, प्रेशर आ जाता है, साला ये गलत ना हो जाए कहीं मेरे से. हाँ, let us see. Valencia, that's a new name. Have I seen you earlier? And I'm struggling to pronounce the second name. Hey, thank you Ritik. Thanks a lot for the shout out यार. सेशन शेयर भी कर दिया कर यार अपने सर्कल में थोड़ा. Okay, what do we mean by ambivalent? Ambivalent is when you are not sure. Ambivalent is when you are uncertain. Ambivalent is when you sit at a restaurant and wonder, oh, I should order which two dishes would generally confuse people? Hey, I should order pasta or pizza. You sit and say, yaar, pasta mangwaye ke pizza mangwaye, and you're not able to take a decision. You're torn between those two choices. Then you're ambivalent. So are humans ambivalent about their animalistic traits? No, they don't like them. They think of them as inferior. They think of themselves as separate from their body. So going by the passage, we are not ambivalent. We are sure. And therefore D should actually be false. So let's rule it out. Okay, humans work continually to enhance their unique and individual experiences. Okay, what do you mean by the word continually? Let's start with that and then we'll see. So what is the difference between continual and continuous? So when we say continuous, it basically means something that happens without any break, interruption, intermission. Okay, continuous means at a stretch without any break, lagatar. Okay, so if I say it has been raining continuously since morning, then it means that there has been no let up in the rain since morning. बारिश लगातार हो रही है. Then continual on the other hand means at a regular interval. So continual does involve breaks. So if I say you and I meet each other every week, then we meet each other continually. If I tell you that I update my sessions once every 6 months, I update my sessions continually. If I say it has been raining continually since morning, then it means that it rains and then stops, then it starts raining again and then it stops. There is this funny sentence that we say in Hindi. I find it funny. It's not generally funny, and that is बारिश सुबह से रुक रुक के लगातार हो रही है. रुक रुक के लगातार is what I generally crack up at. Okay, so that's continual. So when you say humans work continually, okay, so they enhance their experiences, then they take a break, then they enhance them again. How would you support it from the passage? So that is going to be can't say, right? Okay, how about B? Humans do not like to confront anything that suggests cessation of their individual experiences. That's true. Let me take you to the relevant part, okay? Let me just prove it. C, this part. These end of life stages prick our imagination. Here is the money shot. They confront us with some unsettling ideas. We do not like to face the possibility that irreversible biological processes in our bodies can snuff out the stunning light of our individual experiences. We hate to die, right? We don't like that possibility. And if I use that as my premise, I can arrive at B. Humans don't like to confront anything that suggests cessation of their individual experiences. Those three sentences. And none of you have chosen C, so let's rule it out. Okay, so in an inference based question, we know that if there is an answer choice that is true, we go ahead and choose that as our answer over the others. There you go. Done. Here is the next question, the last one. So yesterday I took you through figures of speech. I thought I'll give you something similar, and this sentence was a hint. Paneer and mushroom. Oh, Deepak, it's okay. You can always watch it once we are done. But then I have one more passage for you so that you and I can sit and work together live for at least one of these sessions. So what is snuff out? So snuff out, there are times when we use a verb along with a preposition and it leads to a different meaning, a new meaning. This construction is called a phrasal verb. And because it is called a phrasal verb, options A and C are eliminated. Now, what is the meaning of snuff out? Snuff out happens to have two meanings. The first basic meaning is to extinguish, to put out a flame, especially that of a candle. And then the second meaning of snuff out is to cause something to end suddenly, in a very abrupt manner. The accident snuffed out 3 young lives, that kind of a thing. So ended 3 young lives rather suddenly, abruptly. So to stop something, usually in a forceful or sudden way, okay, could be. To destroy something, usually in an irreversible manner, that irreversibility, etc., is not an idea that it contains. So D can also be ruled out, and thus the best answer choice will be option B. Okay, so B gives you a better meaning for snuff out. So that's passage 1. Here is the next one. Let's get going. So fast, an easier to read passage for you. And those of you who think of being an entrepreneur, man, you'd love this passage. And as usual, once you're done reading it, let me know in the comment box. Done. Here is the next one. थोड़ा लेट ही हो गया मैं इस बार पढ़ने में तुम्हारा मैसेज. Done? Should I switch it over? Okay, Ritik, Nishant, all right, here is the next. Okay, right, and here is the second last part. It's just one tiny little paragraph that'll be there after it. Okay, so ready? Are we ready for the last one? Okay, here are just one sentence which basically acted as the last paragraph. Sonali, intermittent basically means something that does not happen continuously. Something that happens for a brief while after a gap. In fact, a lot of people probably know about something called intermittent fasting. It was all a rage on social media, I reckon, a while ago. Okay, so here you go. Your first question based on this passage. Which of the following is the primary purpose of the author behind writing this passage? Sir, is lovely, huh? Sri, Ritik, Vedant, nice, nice. Although I would prefer that you focus on questions right now, but let's see. It's good to have TAs, as we call them in universities. It's good to have you guys around, yes. Okay, so see, B is very tempting, but then tell me something. Is it all about challenges? Is it all about challenges? It does tell you that there are going to be challenges, but then it also tells you that don't give up, it is worth it. It also talks about the positives. right? So that is what makes B a narrow answer choice, and that is where C scores over it. So to share, see, if I look at the verb inform, give, share, express, there is nothing to choose. So we only have to focus on the rest of it. So A could have been eliminated because of initial years. How to run a successful business is not what the focus is. Between B and C, yes, there is a large chunk which focuses on challenges, but then overall it is all about his own experience of running a business and talking about or taking you through the ups and downs, the challenges, and why you should still choose to be an entrepreneur. And that's where C is more encompassing of the passage. Okay, next question. It can be inferred from the passage that oh yes, absolutely, Sri. B also, did it mention initial years? I did not even bother looking at that. I looked at challenges and then moved on from there. Okay, so this is another one of those questions where I did spend some time trying to see whether I can fool you or not. So look at here, a true entrepreneur does not want to go back to a full-time job even when the chips are down. So there is an example here which says that the author had started applying to other organizations. He also received one of those better job offers. What does that tell you? And then he says that he did not take it up. So when the chips are down, you want to go back, but the author says you should not. You'd feel like doing that. It will appeal to you. This is what he meant. Do they want to do this? Yes. Should they do this? That is where the answer becomes no. So in reality, A is false. It's all about want and should. Right? Okay, B. The turning down of the offer for an executive marketing position worked to the author's advantage. True. Being an entrepreneur, one is required to do things that others are willing to do. False. The paragraph very clearly says do things that the others are unwilling to do. Okay. Then D is not only about taking chances in life, it is also about understanding the market conditions. We can't say whether it is about these two things. We don't know. Not explicit. In fact, none of you have chosen D. So let's not even spend time on that. So the best answer here should actually be option B. So I thought that we are going to get some confusion between A and B, and that's what I was going for. So if you've chosen one of these two, it's okay. I deliberately set down a trap for you. Okay. Here is the next one. स्पेसिफिक डिटेल क्वेश्चन. ऐसे सवाल आज बहुत कम पूछे हैं मैंने, मगर पूछते तो हैं, ठीक है, इन बिटवीन आते तो हैं ही कैट में भी. सो द हिंट दैट आई कैन गिव इज दैट देर इज अ पर्टिकुलर पैराग्राफ. इफ यू रेफर टू दैट पर्टिकुलर पैराग्राफ you should be able to get this right. बोलो क्या आंसर मार्क करना चाहिए हमें प्रश्न क्रमांक 8 का. Okay, Ritik, I see that. What about the others? So basically you need to refer to the third paragraph of the passage, which says, it has a sentence that says launching a business, assessing market opportunities, aligning the right team and figuring out how to execute properly is challenging enough. Add the fear of the unknown and financial insecurity and you have a recipe for a heap of stress. So going by that itself, I think we can pick up all the four, and thus the answer is D. Sri, same here, yeah. We are getting intermittent rains since morning. The weather is was a tad bit pleasant for a very brief while, and now it's humid once again. Okay, and here comes your question number 9. Another inference one. बताओ भाई, आज बहुत inference वाले सवाल किए हमने. हाँ, true false can't say label करो, answer दो. So we've gone through a lot of inference based questions today. Apply a label true false can't say correctly and share your answer with me. So what say you? Ritik, too much of it यार. इस बार तो मतलब पिछले 7-8 दिन से ना बहुत गर्मी है यार, और गर्मी में एक ही चीज़ गर्मी में बड़ी अच्छी होती है, मेक दैट दो चीज़ें हैं ना. एक तो आम मीठे हो जाते हैं यार, और मुझे आम बहुत पसंद है भाई. और दूसरा ये कि यार पूल में जाने में मज़ा आना शुरू हो जाता है ज़्यादा. हाँ, so that's how it works. Now Sri, I'm in Delhi. I am in Delhi. We do have our head office in Bangalore, but our team is spread out across the country. Okay, so Nishant thinks A is the right answer. Use elimination, guys, use elimination. Should be easy. Okay, when B says the author believes in taking undue risks, it is not supported by the passage. Does not mind taking a safer bet even if it costs you your dream. False. He left that very high paying job. The author is hell-bent on taking the plunge even if the risk is high, cannot be determined. So you are absolutely right in choosing A as your answer. Isn't it fun? Isn't it great to leave on a high? हाँ, तो यार देखो, that's where we stop. अगर session अच्छा लगा, like ज़रूर करना. Don't forget to like the session. And apart from the passage, you know that we always end up with a thought, a positive thought for our mind. And here is that positive thought of the day. May your choices reflect your hopes, not your fears. Mull it over. Deep है, but बहुत useful है. And for more practice, you can head over to BYJU'S Exam Prep app, where you would find a section quiz every day, right? And another shameless plug, if you haven't marked it on your calendar yet, please do. A day after tomorrow, 21st of June, 3 p.m, ask us anything. So all your concerns, questions pertaining to the CAT, we would love to entertain them. Okay? And Saral is taking this workshop tomorrow at 7. If this topic appeals to you, you should definitely attend it. In fact, Saral se aap abhi milenge bhi 1 baje. He's taking a session on arrangements at 1 today, right? So you can just go get a quick tea break, coffee break, and then come back and join him. And these are just some of our shining stars. And I would love to see your photograph here. All that you need to do for it is join us. No, we have such a fab program. I know some of you are already my students. Those of you who are not, join us. And if you're not very sure of the program, here you go. Take a 3-day trial and then make up your mind. In fact, you can also write a scholarship test on the 25th, which will help you shave off a lot of money from the fees. And that's it for the day. So if you need to reach out to me, जैसे आज वो था ना, college किस में जाना है, कहाँ जाना है, yeah, such questions, I think it's better to discuss those things thoroughly. So join a Telegram group. It says it's a channel. It's not a channel, it's a group. You can actually tag me, ask me questions there. So please make sure that you join us there, and we would love to help you with all your concerns, right? So that's it from me today. Until I see you next, which will happen when? A day after at 3. Ask us anything. Okay, until then, stay safe, stay focused, stay in touch, take care. Jai Hind. Have a nice day ahead.